Welcome back to my channel, guys. Today we're going to go through Polkadot Q1 news. So basically to get you up to speed with what's going on in the Polkadot ecosystem for Q1. And what I'll try to do is I'll try to do something with the news with Polkadot for each quarter because I think there's a lot going on in the Polkadot ecosystem, and so it might be a lot to keep up with. So, and you know, I'm a big fan of Polkadot and the Polkadot ecosystem, so I'll try to keep my viewers informed. Okay, so the things we're going to go over today. There was a Real Vision interview with Gavin Wood, and the topics are why Gavin thinks Polkadot will perform better than tokens like Ethereum, why Polkadot is better structured than Ethereum for being future-proof, and timelines for investors and token lockups, and so that kind of stuff. And then we're going to go through the stuff that everybody likes, the Polkadot ecosystem gems. These are the things that have potential high returns for investors that may make people very happy if they know what's going on. And so like the current status of Polkadot gems, Polkadot ecosystem, and the best opportunities for, you know, becoming rich, which is everyone's goal. Okay, so the Real Vision interview with Gavin Wood. Okay, so one thing that people are not aware of, like all these Ethereum fanatics, is that Gavin Wood is the architect of Polkadot. Vitalik Buterin has something like 1 million followers on Twitter. Gavin has 60,000. But this guy is the actual architect of Ethereum. He is the one who wrote it. You know, Vitalik is also very smart. He had the idea of Ethereum, but, you know, this guy is the one who made it happen. Chief Technical Officer of Ethereum. He is also the Chief Technical Officer of Polkadot and the lead developer, the lead visionary behind the Polkadot system. And he is more work, more, you know, like get it done type of a person. You know what? I'm very biased towards that type of person. So, yeah, he makes the point in this interview. He says, you know, a lot of people think that they don't know the difference between evolution versus revolution. Okay, so this is the architect of Ethereum saying this. He's saying everybody thinks it's a revolution. Oh, no one's going to overtake Ethereum. No one's ever going to, you know, because they're challenging Ethereum or they're challenging the current status like Bitcoin or whatever, challenging these systems. But Gavin says, no, this is an evolution. This is a natural, progressive movement based on what we now know from seeing real-world examples happen. So we are evolving. We're becoming better. It's evolution. It is not a hostile takeover. It is evolving better systems that almost make the older systems kind of irrelevant. Okay, so Polkadot is an evolution beyond the old architecture. This is from his mouth. Exactly. He says it's an evolution beyond, you know. So ETH, even with version 2, uses homogeneous shards. The entire Ethereum blockchain is general purpose. This is greatly confines what Ethereum will be capable of doing. It's general purpose, and this limits its capabilities because it's not built for specific use cases, all right, being tailor-made for many of these different use cases. So Substrate is Polkadot's answer to this general purpose capabilities. It has heterogeneous shards known as parachains. These are each designed specifically by those who architect them to be whatever they need to be. They're domain specific. They build specific environments for their specific applications. Imagine, for example, something like Uniswap using a fraction of a penny and doing billions of transactions and it being private, so you don't have front running. Okay, imagine that. That will be one parachain on Polkadot. That might give you an example of why I'm so bullish on this project. Okay, so shared security of the relay chain. All these parachains, they share the security with the relay chain, so it has a low-cost environment. And there's intercommunication between those parachains. Parachains can be built to do anything, even run web pages. So it'll be, some people will be using the internet and they won't even know they're on top of Polkadot. Imagine here it is. Imagine you Uniswap without gas fees. This is possible with Polkadot. So there's 100 parachain slots. DOT is locked up to own this real estate on the relay chain. So this is a token economics model. It's why it's so bullish. Because a lot of DOT will be locked up for these parachain slots. Okay, so Polkadot is lower level than Ethereum. So when you have computer architecture, this is almost like its own programming language. Polkadot is low level. It is a foundational component, like a foundation to a building, and Ethereum is higher level. And so is Moonbeam. Moonbeam is Polkadot's answer to Ethereum. It is Ethereum running on Polkadot. But guess what? It's Ethereum with more capabilities than Ethereum could ever dream of, because it will have those extra coded capabilities by being written on Polkadot. And then there's second layer solutions which can scale any application on top of these systems. Okay, so the innovation of, this is my personal conjecture from the innovation of Polkadot. So you have a meta protocol for upgrades, okay? So Polkadot runs logic on itself. Its own run code is owned by the network. This makes Polkadot self-reflective. Okay, so I come from a very technical background, and one of the things that a lot of people talk about is AI. And AI will be doing self-improvements to itself, which makes itself smarter, which then reflects on itself. And since it's smarter, it can make more improvements. Because it can make more improvements, it can make itself smarter. And this is a feedback loop. Okay, this is a feedback loop because it feeds back on itself, this AI. So as time goes on, the intelligence of the AI goes exponentially up. And so at some point, we believe that AI will pass humans. And this is called singularity, okay? So this AI effect, because of this feedback loop, when AI starts working on itself, it'll take off in an exponential curve, causing some crazy advancements. Okay, so why do I talk about AI right now? I'm trying to make the point that Polkadot is, we have the first work. This is the first working, like a human could reflect on themselves, an industry can reflect on itself and do cyclical self-improvement. And, that's what like big companies do, like when they become, and they see this exponential growth curve. Polkadot is the first blockchain to really, really take this to heart. It is the first project to do this. So Polkadot competitiveness, we're going to say Polkadot competitive. Polkadot is self-reflective, so it improves itself. And because it improves itself, it develops better strategies. Because it does better strategies, it becomes more competitive. And because it becomes more competitive, it gets more improvements. Because it gets more improvements, it gets better strategies. You have the feedback loop mechanism for Polkadot, okay? And so what I am saying here is the market adoption of Polkadot is going to be very fast over time. And what I'm saying is the world financial infrastructure, at some point, Polkadot from self-feedback loops, Polkadot or some Polkadot type technology will take over the world, potentially for something like the world currency, etc. I personally believe that functionality from this competitiveness will cause the world currency reset. People will think in terms of that price because it will become so ingrained in so many different areas that will be the thing that people move to, but we will see. Okay. All right. So here's a timeline from the interview. This is some of the extrapolation. So Kusama facts, the tokens are locked for 6 weeks at a time. This is something not a lot of people know about Kusama. Kusama owns 10 million DOT within its infrastructure. Also, Kusama is the same code as Polkadot. Kusama is the same code. It's just faster. And it also owns a significant share of Polkadot. So why does it have 1/20th the market cap? Okay. And Kusama, Kusama is built to be the canary for Polkadot. But they both are interconnected. They both are like brothers. They will exist. They care about each other's existence. Polkadot has token locks for 6 months, whereas Kusama has token locks for 6 weeks. The governance on Kusama is much faster than Polkadot. So Kusama is going to be very nimble. And it does, I'm going to get further into it. But Kusama has unaudited code. But this is the audited component for Polkadot. So Kusama doesn't audit things. It audits in the real world. It runs it in the real world with real values. This is the best testnet in all of the crypto space. Okay, so that's why people are so bullish about the Polkadot ecosystem, because Kusama is a real world testbed. But you know what? Kusama is not going to stay at 1/20th the ratio of Polkadot. All right, so this is the timeline from that interview. Right, we are here, okay, and this is bullish for Kusama, and this is bullish for Polkadot, okay. We have the Rococo testnet, which is live. So Kusama is going into locking up their tokens because the Kusama parachain auctions are starting now. Okay, this is very bullish, very, very bullish. And then you have cross-chain messaging protocols, which will be implemented as well for both of those chains. So the parachains will be able to communicate with each other. And then Polkadot parachain auctions will happen soon after Q1. Okay, so Gavin says this is something that, people keep saying that the parachain auctions are not going to be this year. They are happening this year, according to Gavin. Okay, that's what I heard. Okay, from the creator's mouth. Okay, so then, and they're going to move in Q2. They're going to move from 250 validators to 1,000 validators. And then they have some, some upgrades. This is common language. This is just more code upgrades. Great for seeing applications coming out. So this is bullish for Polkadot as well. And by the end of the year, a flourishing DeFi system greater than Ethereum's, according to Gavin Wood, the architect of Ethereum. Okay, so this is the way this is my speculation. I think that Kusama is going to see a massive price performance outperforming Polkadot because of the auctions, and then it's going to pull back, and then you're going to see a bullish later down the line, bullish move from the actual applications, okay, running for Kusama. So I see spikes like this, so they're going to be displaced, in my opinion. And then you're going to see Polkadot start getting auctions from these guys who proved themselves in the real world. So Polkadot's going to start getting locked up, and then Polkadot is going to have you're going to see the apps later on. So you're going to get spikes like this, in my opinion, that are offset from each other, and that's why I'm more bullish on Kusama. This is my own personal theory. You don't have to subscribe to it. If you have any doubts about this, just hold both. Okay, so now we're going to go into the stuff that everybody loves, the entire Polkadot space, the gems. Okay, so now we're entering, this is why I'm doing this video, because we're going into the first parachain auctions. Okay, so here are the 3 stages. They go from the Rococo testnet to Kusama to Polkadot. This is the process for getting these industrial level, trust level applications to run with the real world testnet and the virtual testnet. This is just like Cardano has something like this. Every blockchain project has something like this. No projects have something like this. This is unique to all crypto. A real world test bed. Okay, so they don't have to audit. Their speed of innovation is extremely fast. Okay. Okay, so let's see here. I gotta hit all these guys. Okay, so which one's the first one? Okay, so the first gem that I want to go over is Plasm. Okay, they got a Web3 grant. They're likely to, here, let me cross things out so I can stay. So Plasm, they got a Web3 grant. They're likely the first parachain on Polkadot, so they're going to be one of the first ones to actually get a parachain. By Q1, Q2, they're moving for proof of stake. They're doing their ZK rollups and ETH compatibility. Okay, so what are ZK rollups, if you guys want to know? They're a scaling solution. They're called $0 proofs that, in cryptography. Uses group packages in layer 2 to reduce fees per package off chain. So this is credit to Economic Design YouTube. Okay, so basically, here's how 2 different states in the blockchain are, and you have all these transactions. Well, what they do is they put some layer on top of it, and a bunch of transactions happen here, and then they report to the blockchain. So not every single transaction has to take place on the blockchain. So that's what a ZK rollup is. It does a bunch of the transactions off chain. So that's what Plasm's going to do. This means using Polkadot will be free. Okay. Now here's something important to know. You will just use MetaMask on Polkadot. And you will use your Ethereum wallet. You'll use your same Ethereum wallet and same Ethereum capabilities. So this is one thing that people don't realize is Polkadot is going to be able to do anything. Okay, this is why I'm so bullish on it. Okay, so layer 2. So regarding Plasm, it's bringing vertical scalability to Polkadot. Polkadot parachains. Relay chain doesn't support smart contracts by design. We're building a smart contract platform. So smart contracts on Polkadot. Ethereum capability. So that's where that MetaMask comes in. It'll basically be like you're using Ethereum. You won't even know. You might not even know. You'll just swap your Ethereum network over, and then you'll have free transactions and be able to do all the DeFi that you want on Polkadot. It's open source, smart contracts, dApp rewards, decentralized governance and all that stuff. That's why Polkadot is great. I mean, Plasm is great. Okay, it was the first project to connect to Rococo. Okay, look for it to hit exchanges. And I think you can pick up the token by you have to pick up, here's another reason I'm bullish on Kusama. You got to pick up Kusama to pick up the Plasma token when you do the lockup, when they're doing their testing there. So, and they're partnered with Fala. Okay, so if you want to get a hold of some of their tokens, you'll have to be involved with that. So that's how you could pick up that gem. This is potentially a high profit project. Okay, so gem number 2, I am going to jump to Kusama. So Kusama, 7% inflation. It holds 10 million DOT. Most people are not aware of this. Okay, this is a $250 million evaluation that's sitting within the smart contract of so a quarter of their evaluation is like just what they hold in DOT. So it's extremely undervalued. They don't do code audits. Their governance is 4 times faster than Polkadot. They have 10 million total Polkadot supply, and most of the supply is about to be locked up. Bing, 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 bing. Most of the supply is about to be locked up for the Q1 parachain auctions. Okay, so that's why I'm bullish. This is why I'm bullish on this project. So Polkadot Bridge, two of them are going to basically merge into one by connecting. By connecting together through a bridge. They're kind of going to be like one entity, and they both represent each other by holding each other's tokens. So they're like 2 entities working together to advance themselves. Now, Polkadot has a $20 billion market cap. Kusama has a $1 billion market cap. In my prediction, who knows? You have to wear your, as Ivan on Tech says, big boy pants. It's likely to close this gap, in my opinion. So this might not happen, but I think it will. And because of that, I think there's a 5x to 20x gain against DOT. And DOT is itself extremely bullish. So this is a leverage position on DOT. It's likely to perform very significantly, in my opinion. Okay, so that's that one. All right, so let's see here. Which one are we going over? I got to get hit number 3. Okay, so Kilt will participate in Kusama auctions starting soon. So this is another one that's going to create demand for Kusamas, because it's going to create locking up of those Kusama. All of these things that are happening, all of these projects are going to lock up Kusama tokens. This is another reason DOT tokens and DOT ecosystem is so powerful. Everyone who builds on top of them creates a lockup of the tokens. All right, so Kilt will participate in Kusama auctions starting soon. Token will be open to the public when live on Polkadot, and the parachain auctions start soon. So what is this one? This one is credentials for Web3. I don't want to get too deep into what it is, but you can see from this graphic. By the way, I think Moonbeam is another one, but this one I didn't see anything with it for Rococo, but this is one that should definitely be on your radar, is Moonbeam. All right, so what is this one? What does Kilt do? It's identity management, so you'll have identity that can float across different platforms, different cryptocurrency chains. And you won't give up your identities, but you'll have your credentials. So it'll be like, oh, like you want to go into a bar, for instance. This is just an example. And here's the people you can thank. All right, so the example is you go into a bar and you show someone your ID. It's not going to show the bar guy your age or anything. It's not going to show your driver's license number or anything. You're just going to show him, he'll scan it, and it'll go through the encryption, a shielded encryption, and it'll say, yes, all the credentials are met, and then you could have access to the bar. Okay, and it won't give away any of your information. That's the kind of stuff that this kind of protocol will do. So this is the timeline. We are here. It is Kilt is working with the Rococo testnet. Then it's going to be working on Kusama. And then finally it's going to move to Polkadot. And this is when it's going to be open to the public when it jumps on Polkadot. So you're going to lock up your DOT tokens to get the Kilt token. Yeah, so there you go. All right, so that is gem number 3. So Akala, this is another gem token. Okay, so this one is big. This is massive. Look at this thing. Look at all the information I put. A lot of research for this, guys. Okay, so micro gas fees with the Ethereum virtual machine, substrate WASM experience, auto scheduler on chain. So basically, that's Trust Swap. That's also Ethereum. Akala will have all the capabilities. It'll bring all the capabilities of Ethereum to Polkadot. You'll just interact with your regular Ethereum address. You won't even notice that it's Polkadot. You'll be, you'll use your MetaMask wallet, etc. And it'll be on, it's going on Kusama as Korora network. So the Web3 grants, they have main DeFi protocol for the Polkadot ecosystem. That's what this is. This is the main DeFi token. There's some of the most talented people in the world working on this project. It'll be able to do DEXs, dot collateral derivatives, Uniswap DEXs, synthetic assets, lending, prediction market, bridges, dApps, 50,000 accounts on the testnet. Right now, there's 50,000 people using their testnet. This project is really, really popular already without even being live. Okay, so they have 30 plus VCs, venture capitals. The amount of capital coming into the Polkadot system from hedge funds and from that is immense. Over 10 million raised in funds so far, but there is people continually coming into this ecosystem. Okay, so micro gas fees. This is just a lot of the stuff that I stated. Derivatives, stable coins, earning yield, decentralized exchanges, governance, treasury. So they'll be able, like a DAO, price feeds, oracles, on-chain sovereign wealth fund, continually upgrade with no forks. So I don't want to go into it again, but I'm just showing you how much information is out there. This project, look at all of these funds working on this ecosystem. These are all funds, people with an interest in building their business models around this new infrastructure. Polkadot is like the infrastructure of the web. I don't know how people are investing in something like Cardano. I'm gonna go on a spiel here. I don't know how Cardano it was above Polkadot like 2 days ago. In what world does that make any sense given what's happening right now? Maybe I'm crazy because I'm not against Cardano. I'll invest in Cardano any day, but I don't see anything like this with it. Okay. So this is what's going on. They're going to the Kusama, then they're going to be on the Polkadot. They're going to have their parachain auctions, the network token CAR. This one's the ACA token. So these are things to be aware of. So yes, Kusama is going to get all of this stuff first. This is another reason why I'm bullish on Kusama, because it's going to have DeFi before Polkadot is. And look, it's the next stage. It's going to happen before the end of Q1. So this is going to happen. It's right around the corner. So what do you think is going to happen to Kusama when it has all the DeFi capabilities of Ethereum without any transaction fees? I looked at doing an Ethereum transaction. It was $400 this morning. Okay. So I don't want to go into that, but yeah, here's the token economics part of it. So you can see the distribution for the rewards, funding team, ecosystem, treasury award. This is how their token is locked up. Yeah, so I think you can get the gist of why I'm bullish about that project as well. Okay, and so another thing that I'm bullish about is Polkadot is going to have Polka BTC, so parachains connection to Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is going to exist right away on the DOT ecosystem. So this is bullish for DOT. So Gavin Wood, this will have full Bitcoin integration in the DOT before the end of Q2, as well as Ethereum bridges. So Ethereum and Bitcoin will be floating around in the Polkadot ecosystem before the middle of the year. Okay, and you could see this process of Bitcoin communication. You could redeem your Bitcoin or issue Bitcoin-backed tokens on the Polkadot system. So you're going to be able to do derivatives before the end. This is going to be extremely fast. When all of this has already happened, it will be too late. Okay, all right. So that's another bullish thing. That's just bullish on Polkadot. Okay, all right. And then finally, we have Fala. Privacy on Polkadot. It's already connected to Rococo. It's now ready for slot auctions on Kusama. They've seen 130% month-to-month growth in community members. They have a big interview coming up with Polkadot Warriors, so I suggest you follow them on Twitter. And they're basically privacy on Polkadot, and it's getting a bunch of grants from the Web3 Foundation. Okay, so in summary, these are the gems in the Polkadot system that are the first movers. These are the these are the companies that are already on the Rococo testnet, and they're getting ready to move into the Kusama. I am most bullish on Kusama because of the huge amounts of tokens that are going to be locked up from the other projects. Okay, so you know that if you were to if you want to play it with the highest probability of getting gains, that's the one I would go with. But I would keep an eye on all of these. They are likely to make a lot of people rich. Okay, and that is the video for Polkadot Q1 news. I hope you guys liked the video. If you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe, share the channel, and I look forward to talking to you guys soon on the next one.